I would recommend everyone to turn on their cameras throughout the meeting so that we can maintain a good decorum. And if you really want to move away from the site, you can turn off your cameras then. Coming to today's topic, the rise and the fall. We all have sometimes throughout our lives where we think that we have made a huge achievement. We have come a long way. We put in effort and the efforts pay off. These moments are really crucial to us. They actually set up the base for everything that we're going to do in the future. But at the same time, there are times where things don't go the way we want. Things somehow, you plan a lot ahead, you work on it. Things just somehow don't go the way you expect them to. I'm sure Toastmaster Revanth, the Toastmaster of the day, have a lot to tell us about it. But before that, I would like to call the presiding officer, Toastmaster Jaswita, onto the stage. Toastmaster Jaswita, on to you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. What about everyone else not on camera? Can I see you on camera, please? Okay. I welcome you all to the first meeting of the term July 2023 to December 2023. This is the first meeting conducted by our 13th ExCom. A huge shout out to all of them. Can I hear some claps? Yes. Well, I declare the meeting number 205 themed The Rise and Fall open. Yes. Before I read the club's mission, yes, am I audible and visible? Yes.
You are.
Thank you. Our club mission is to provide positive and supportive learning experience where a member is empowered to develop their leadership skills and communication skills so that they can lead to greater self-confidence and personal growth. This is the club mission and let us all work for that. Before delving into the theme, I have a few announcements to make. We have started our term 12 days ago on July 1st, 2023. Many of us are very new to the ExCom, and I think we are doing it as much as we can, and let's have that. Yes. First announcement is from the VP Education Office. VP Education Shambhavi has released a form regarding the TAB mentorship program. Please go ahead and fill your form if you haven't done already. If you need any help or any discrepancies, you can contact her. The goal sheet for the month of July has been released. Please go ahead and fill it. Coming to the VP membership, Ram Akatya has added a new member into our club on July 11th. The payment has been already processed by our treasurer, Toastmaster Sanidhya Sharma. A shout out for them. And let's welcome Toastmaster Sharanya Vadraj Tambi into our club. She isn't present right now, but let's welcome the Toastmaster. The third announcement is about the early renewals. In order to provide a better experience and better platform, the membership fee of Toastmasters has been updated from $45 to $60. But we have a good news. If the renewal is done early, that is before July 31st, for the term of October to March 2024, you can avail the membership for $45 only, saving approximately 1,300 rupees. You may contact Toastmaster Ram Akatya or Sanidhya Sharma for complete details. These are the announcements for today's meeting. Going into the theme, that's a great theme you have chosen, Toastmaster Revanth. I have been thinking about the theme, the rises and the fall, and I have been taken back to my 18th birthday. 18th birthday is supposed to be a rise for everyone, right? But I was thinking more about the falls that will follow after my 18th birthday. I was thinking more about what changes from being a minor to major would bring into my life. The adult life, the offices, the government offices, and I was so stuck into that circle. I didn't actually think about the rises of my life. Now, thinking about this theme, I feel that I should live more into the moment and experience what the present is giving us rather than thinking more about the future. So this is what I think about the theme. And now let me introduce Toastmaster Revanth. Toastmaster Revanth is a Yes. Toastmaster Revanth is a passionate gamer who has effortlessly waited for PUBG. And when it is and has arrived back, he went back into the form with all his skills, and he is now engaging and with players all night. Toastmaster Revanth, please continue. Take on to this.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Jashwita, and a warm welcome to all the people who are present here. I'm going to come to all your villages and all your homes, and we must need to meet, and we should meet for your better lives. Hello, people. Hello, sir, and we have a great person in front of us. Welcome to our show, sir. A very good question. Next question. Sir, I'm asking, how are you and how is your health going? I met President Trump and famous personalities as I did before. I like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and Bunker Hunt and JB Hunt, and I will hunt. No, sir, I'm not asking about that. I'm asking, how is your health and how is your wellness going on? I met President Trump and famous personalities as I did before. I like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and Bunker Hunt and JB Hunt. Sir, I'm not asking about your past life. I'm asking, how is your health now? And have you had your meal? I met President Trump and famous person. Sir, no, sir, I'm not asking about. Seems like funny, right? Hey, people, seems like fun. But you have seen he's like he looks like a comedian, right? But what if I say he has ensured and he has faced the rise and the fall? Finally, who is the person I'm speaking about? Not me, but the interviewed person. He was born on September 25th on 1963 in Chittivalsa near Vizag. Coming from a poor family where his father suffered from a dangerous health issue, which the hospitals cannot cure. So finally, changing his religion and learning skills on the stages in English and as various languages, same as the person I'm speaking about, Rolf C. Smedley, a person who gave us opportunity for us as Toastmaster from 1944 and faced rise in establishing 14,800 clubs in all over 144 countries. It is the greatest achievement. And even he faced a fall in his life. Right. What is the fall? What's the difference between the fall and what is the rise actually? I understood, and the famous personalities say the rise is always your fate, but the fall is the problem of your rise. Learning the best example and a fall of a person is my theme. The rise and the fall, not the rise, the fall. There's a lot much difference. Now let's learn and explore this thing throughout the meeting and take it to our life as well. Moving forward with the smiling faces, in a Toastmaster meeting, there will be 3 segments: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation panel. For the evaluation segment, there is general evaluator Toastmaster Daksh and his tag team. Now I welcome Toastmaster Daksh and his tag team to talk about the responsibilities of a Toastmaster meeting. To introduce Toastmaster Daksh, people say you are what you eat. No wonder what I am, and I am not enough. Over to you, Toastmaster Daksh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Revanth. As he mentioned, a Toastmaster meeting comprises of 3 segments: evaluation, table topics, and the entire general meeting itself. This club has given us a platform to come and speak, but of course, to grow, we need someone to evaluate us. We need someone who's actually going to give us the good, whatever went good, whatever went bad, or basically the general evaluation of the entire meeting so we can improve every meeting. I'll be serving as the general evaluator today. As the general evaluator, my responsibility is to evaluate each and every speaker, no matter who he or she is. They can be a speaker, they can be a table topic speaker, or they can be maybe anyone who's going to come onto the stage. Of course, this is a very big role. So I have my tag team with me who are going to help me out with all these evaluations, starting off with the timer. The timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Jaswita. She says that she is scared of the rises in her life because she is paranoid about all the lows that will follow after. She also says that she is trying to work on living in the moment. With that, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Jaswita.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Toastmaster Jaswita, and today I'm going to be the timer for this meeting. As a timer, I will time all the prepared speeches, the evaluations, and the table topic segment. And I will also alert the speaker about the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards denoting this time. So for the table topic speakers, at 1 minute, for the table topic speakers, at the 1 minute, I'll be raising the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be raising the yellow card. And 2 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. And this will continue from the 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds. The green card will be remained, and so on. For the icebreaker speeches, the time limit is 4 to 6. As we have none of the icebreakers today, let me skip to the speeches. Today, everyone is attempting their non-icebreaker speeches. So the time limit for that is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. And at 6 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. And for the evaluations by the speech evaluators and also the tag team, the speech limit is 2 minutes to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. So this is about the cards and the time limit. Continuing with the timing, please make sure you follow the time limits so that we can constrain ourselves to a particular time limit and follow discipline all over our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaswita, for that very brief introduction of your role. Moving on to the R counter, Toastmaster Shambhavi. For her introduction, Toastmaster Shambhavi says that she's a person who likes to try new stuff every day. Toastmaster Shambhavi, on to you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I am Shambhavi and I'll be the R counter for today's meeting. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shambhavi, for briefing us about your role. And finally, for the grammarian, we have Toastmaster Aditya. For his introduction, he has given me something really interesting. He says that he's an explorer, a connoisseur of food, who has had a childhood filled with curiosity and amazing questions. I hope you have some questions for our TMOD also today. So Toastmaster Aditya, on to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daksh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Toastmaster meeting, where we are here to gather to hone our communication and leadership skills in a supportive and inspiring environment. As the grammarian for today's session, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the idiom of the day. The idiom of the day is, what goes around comes around. This powerful idiom reminds us that our actions and behaviors have consequences, and that the energy we put into the world will ultimately circle back to us. Furthermore, our word for the day is despondent, derived from the Latin word despondere, meaning to lose hope. Despondent describes being a sad state of being hopeless. By incorporating this word into our speeches and the idiom into our conversations today, let us enrich our vocabulary and deepen our understanding of human emotions. As grammarian, I encourage you to all use this idiom of the day and the word of the day to weave it into your speeches and interactions. Let us also strive to use both of these words and the idiom of the day. I'll be back with my um, report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for briefing us about your role. I would also like to point out that I suggest everyone to turn on their cameras throughout the meeting. It's just a good etiquette, and also for the speaker, it helps them, make a good connection with the audience. Otherwise, it feels a little lanky in the online space. And like you said, what goes around comes around. So if you be a good audience for the speaker, when you're the speaker, everyone will be a good audience for you. With that, all the introductions are out of the way. I'll be back at the end of the meeting with my evaluation. Back to the TMOD, Revanth.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Dax. So moving to the theme, looking into the rise and the fall of a person's life is an unbelievable story. Coming from a small family in his childhood, and he used to collect charcoal and sell it in the market. He gives money from that market. He used to give the money to the mother that he earned. Such an kind-hearted person. And so he is an absolutely poor guy, and he is failed 10th grade 2 times and passed it the third attempt at the third attempt. Then after he completed his intermediate and the degree was discontinued. For some reasons, he tried to commit suicide as well. By learning, preaching, and he has a very good English spoken skills and preaching in a, he came from a preaching family and started to preach in English, becoming a good speaker in the in India, and caught by the foreigners, taken him to the America, USA, that means USA, UK, and Canada. Lakhs of people used to attend his meeting. He became the world's most popular and #1 evangelist in America. In 36 years, at the age of 36 years, almost 40 crores of people attended to his meeting in live. That's why most famous newspaper says he is the eighth world wonder of India and as well as the earth. In 2004, the most searched person is he, not me. Even he was nominated 7 times for the Nobel Prize Award. So only politicians who want can go to the parliament and speak in the parliament. But he was the only private public person to speak in the parliament of African country, Burundi. In 1993, he started the organization called Gospel to Enrich Millions. Almost 148 countries' presidents attended to the meeting, which is held in USA. Mind blowing, literally mind blowing. 148 country presidents came to the meeting, and the crowd is unbelievable. He preached the peace words to the dictators Saddam Hussein and even Hugo Chavez as well. He stopped 7 wars throughout his life. And at last he bought an 747, Boeing 747 as well for his ministry. And even American president don't have that Boeing 747. From an absolutely poor guy to reach to his highs and peaks is the other word called as rise. Rise is the best word for the leader, evangelist, activist, humanitarian, and his name is, any guesses? I hope many are enthusiastic, knowing by his name, to know his name. But I'm going to say that after the prepared speech segment, the prepared speech segment is where the speaker is pursuing one of the pathways, and he will be delivering this speech according to the speech objectives. And now, our first speaker is Toastmaster Rao. He will be pursuing his L1 P5 in the pathway dynamic leadership. Before introducing Toastmaster Rao, I'll be introducing Toastmaster Gopika. Uh, she says she is someone who likes to explore places and new things every weekend. Over to you, Toastmaster Gopika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Revanth. A good morning, everyone, and a very good morning to Rahul. So today he'll be attending or attempting the speech of evaluation and feedback and the second speech of evaluation and feedback in his path. And the project is an L1P5. So he has already given a speech, received feedback on it, and he will be applying the feedback into the current speech. Now, Toastmaster Rahul, I did not get this, so I want to ask you, what is the feedback that you have gotten in your last speech?
The feedback, one of the feedback is like last speech I had less preparation, so better preparation for the speech. Only that.
Okay, that's the only improvement you had?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All the best, Toastmaster Rahul. Over to you, Toastmaster Revanth.
Yes. So now I will now I try to introduce Toastmaster Rahul. He says he is an ambivert who wanted to be great in tech but stuck in BTech. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul. Toastmaster Rahul, the struggles of adulting. The struggles of adulting, Toastmaster Rahul. Always.
A very good morning to every Toastmasters. Is my video and audio clear?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Very good morning once again. Today I want to talk about something we all have to face sooner. Some are facing the struggles of adulting. Yes, that dreaded path of life when we transition from carefree youngsters to responsible adults. It's a journey filled with challenges, surprises, and few laughs along the way. So join me as I share a guide to survive the responsibilities that come with adulthood. Out. First and foremost, let's talk about bills. Yeah, bills, those pesky things that magically appear in our mailboxes every month in the beginning. They were like unwelcoming guests that never seem to leave. But fear not, there are few tricks to manage them. One is to create a budget, make a list of monthly expenses and income, and try to stick it. It may be not exciting a task at all, not only for the adults. In the college, who has a pocket money, they plan many things in a month, but could adjust with the pocket money which we are getting from our parents. Yes. For the adults, you need having a particular expenses schedule. It will save you from dreaded late payment fees. And remember, pizza delivery is not a necessity, though it may feels like a time. Okay. Next, as we have seen, bills is one of the adulthood struggle. Let's go into the cooking. Yeah, till now we are in the dining hall meals or mom cooked food. The goodness, so sweet. Okay, I enjoy. I came to my home. It's like holidays heaven for me. Yes, but suddenly we find ourselves staring before the stove. That till now at home, just pressing the microwave button, making me everything done as my mom gives, or either I just keep from the bowl. But now we need to cook. It's like a bigger task. Okay, don't fear. We have our best friends YouTube tutorials, which makes our life very easy. Just go watch. It's a basic things like scrambling eggs or pasta. Gradually weigh up your work. At least something that won't set off the fire alarm, smoke alarm. Have careful. Now let's tackle about the amount of laundry. Yes, laundry, it's a never-ending battle. The moment you conquer the pile of dirty clothes, just overnight another pile of clothes you see in your chair on your bed before sleeping. Yes, it's true for everyone. The struggle is real, but fear not. Have a schedule weekly once or twice. Clean up your laundry. Separate your clothes like a pro. Remember that wearing the same pair of socks for a week is not a fashion statement. Yeah. I hope everyone are relating with this thing. And then there is a challenging of navigating relationships. Suddenly we find ourselves in realm of dating, friendship, family dynamics. It's like entering a maze without a map. You're stuck somewhere. But fear not. The key is surviving relationship versus communication. Talk openly, listen actively, be willing to compromise. Being an adulthood, don't be as a stubborn like childhood that I want thing, I want that. Don't be with the people I want them, they should be right now. It's like accepting the things is only the adulthood. We accept, be happy. It's not like adulting means doesn't mean you have to answer all the questions or you have answers for all your questions of your mind. It's like one day you stuck in somewhere, one day you don't get out. At these places of the relationship, suppose your girlfriend, like I said about the dating, right? Yeah, or the friendships. Go with a friend, have a road trip, or just sit and talk with them. The better peace you get. Now, let's not forget about work-life balance. It's like, okay, we are in a society that values productivity and success, often at the expense of our mental and physical well-being. It's important to remember that self-care is not selfish at all. At times, you need to be selfish to gain something for yourself. Okay, with your best friend also, people say we should not be selfish with our own people. But at times, there is a moment with your best friend who is your roommate, who shares your bed. Still, at the moment, you need to be selfish. You need to be pursuing your hobbies, create boundaries of work and personal life. Joy, have a priority. What is priority? When you're doing your work is priority, not only the enjoyment or keeping holidays to your office or your work and going away. No, 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 never do that. Have a priority. When you are going out is a priority, priority that next work. You need to survive from your responsibilities. You are being an adulthood. In conclusion of everything, the struggles of adulting may seem overwhelming at times. With a few simple strategies, we can navigate through them successfully. From managing bills to conquering lottery and finding work-life balance, can take a responsibilities with confidence. So, my fellow adults, let's embrace the challenges, learn from them, remember to find joy in the little victories along the way. Adulthood is the best path. Thank you.
I agree with you, Toastmaster Rahul. Such an overview of struggling of adulting. It's a great exposure of our daily life and daily circumstances, what we face in our life as we all are adults, becoming adults, and some of them are adults as well. Everything you have discussed is so true, and it's a struggle of our life. I think the struggle which we face in our adult is just now. It just now started, and it will soon end, and all the happiness starts. And the second speaker and the final speaker for our today's meeting, Toastmaster Aditya Mik. He is pursuing his L2P2 in the pathway dynamic leadership. Before introducing Toastmaster Aditya, I'll be introducing his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil. To introduce Toastmaster Nikhil, he says he is a big introvert and also a big foodie. And as an engineering student by day and an anime binger to the night. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Revanth. Good morning, Toastmasters, and a very special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Aditya Miti. Today, Toastmaster Aditya Miti will be attempting his L2P2, understanding your communication style. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify their primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of their style on others. And timer, please note that the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the very best, Toastmaster Meti. Looking forward to your speech.
Now, to introduce Toastmaster Aditya, he says his nickname is Lion, and I am ex-Toastmaster of NUK. And after 5 years, I have now joined to TAB and hoping to improve my leadership qualities to overcome. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya. Aditya, Toastmaster Aditya. Communication, Toastmaster Aditya. All the best.
A warm good morning to one and all present here. Firstly, I would like to ask you guys a question. What is communication? Now, that's a weird question to ask in Toastmasters, and I hope no one has asked before. But still, I would like to know from you guys, what is communication? Anyone?
Communication is a mode of expression,
Wonderful,
exchanging
wonderful.
information.
Yes. Yeah, communication is a process of exchanging information and ideas and thoughts, and also the feelings between individuals. Now, I have chosen two famous personalities known for their communication skills and that they are also prominent and very prominent, but in political industry. The first one was a tea seller. Any guesses?
The Prime Minister.
Prime
Come on,
Minister.
it's so easy. Yeah, yeah.
Prime
It,
Minister.
it is the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. He is the current Prime Minister, and Modi sees himself as a constant learner. Even though he holds the position of a Prime Minister, he is always ready to learn. And this mindset helps to contribute to his excellent conversational skills and ability to adapt to different situations. When delivering his speeches or addresses, Modi customizes them based on the content and the context, as well as the specific audience to which he is addressing. This personalized approach helps him connect with different groups of people and resonate with specific concerns and aspirations. It is said that the one who is able to narrate properly can rule the entire world. And yes, this can be seen practically through Modi's speeches. Modi excels at fabricating the stories and he fabricates them so well. In all the speeches that I have observed, he has a story to tell, and that story captivates the audience a lot. And this captivating the audience adds a beautiful element to his communication style. And by using analogies and narratives, he effectively conveys his messages and engages the audience. Modi's communication skills is also known for his clarity and directness. As I have observed from his speeches, he takes a few minutes pause and then starts the next sentence, and again few minutes pause and the next sentence. So he also gives a time gap for us audience to relate to what he's actually telling and to grasp and understand the consequences of what will happen if we do not listen to his speech. And he's also able to convey his ideas and messages in a straightforward manner without making any hassles or any confusions. If you have observed other speakers, you might have a doubt as to whether he is saying this or probably this could mean in another situation or in another way. But Modi speaks very straightforward, and whatever he speaks to the point, and you are able to grasp those points very clearly because he speaks uh, in a very simple language and that is expressed in a very simple manner. And they say that the opening few minutes captivate the audience and is capable of influencing the audience too. Whether or not they should stay for your speech is decided in the first few minutes. And if you are able to grasp the audience connection in those few minutes, then you have done it. The entire audience will wait till you finish your speech. And yes, Modi is capable of doing that because he has a very peculiar start to his speech. Any guesses on this? What is it that he says when he starts the speech? Any guesses?
Namaskar.
Yeah, that is one.
Mitro.
Yes, that is the powerful saying that he starts by saying that mitron, which means friends in Hindi, and he considers everyone equal to him, and that gives us space and time that okay, we must listen to him because he considers us equal. And also it captivates the audience wherever he may be or she may be, whatever work he or she may be doing. When they hear this particular word mitro, they know that okay, it is Narendra Modi who is speaking, and they immediately go back to listening to his speeches. So now I'll be talking about the impact that he has created. Well, I need not say much about the impact that he has created because he is the prime minister and still the prime minister, and nobody could replace him in the last two consecutive terms, and which is a great impact. And this impact has been he's been able to achieve this particular impact only and only through his effective communication and his speeches, is what I would like to say. Now, I would like to take another example, again in the political industry, but in a different country. He was the first African American to hold the office of the US presidency. Any guesses?
Barack Obama.
Of course. And he's very popular and the most popular, I would say. And yes, it is Barack Obama. Barack Obama is also known for his exceptional rhetorical skills and his ability to paint vivid pictures only and only through words. Now, a painter can paint through brushes, he can paint through pencils, he can paint through pens, but how to paint through words? It's a it's quite a difficult task. And yes, Barack Obama is able to do it very neatly. He uses storytelling techniques to engage and connect with the audience, and also he makes his messages and speeches relatable and memorable. By turning data and information into compelling stories, he brings his speeches to life. Obama is deliberate and he is thoughtful of what he is speaking, and especially when responding to difficult questions, I have never seen him under pressure. Uh, he is almost very calm and composed, and he thinks a lot before answering anything. Obama also shows confidence and authority over the same time. Although he may not answer it spontaneously, he takes time and then answers. But whatever he answers holds a lot of value. He remains calm and he rarely shows any nervousness or frustration. I have never seen any nervousness or frustration on his face till date. Obama's vocal presence is also characterized by low pitch, slow paced, and impactful pauses. Just like Narendra Modi, he also takes pauses, and just that his voice is not as loud as Narendra Modi, he talks in a low pitched voice. He uses eye contact to make the whole audience feel included. It is said that he even sees the foot of each and every audience and also the head and foot of each and every audience while speaking. And this makes him a very amazing speaker because I can't just, have an eye contact with multiple people and multiple people's shoes at the same time and also the head at the same time. So it's a very important thing that I have to learn. Again, he has made a huge impact, and this impact I need not tell again because he is the most popular president of the US. He uses his communication skills, and truly they are extraordinary. And also, I'm trying to analyze every sentence that I utter before uttering them after hearing these speeches from Obama. And I hope everyone should be doing that because just rattling out for like 5 to 7 minutes is of no use. It should be able to, it should go through the heads of the listeners who are listening to your speech as well. So that is effective speaking and that is effective communication. Now, in conclusion, although the people may be different and doing different activities, but both the leaders I just mentioned are same or similar, and both have of them have achieved immense success through public speaking. Thank you.
Such a great contact between my topic and Aditya's topic. Communication. Communication is the best way, is the best key to the success. Toastmaster Aditya, taking an example of two leaders, is the best way of this communication. And also, not only this communication, but your communication skill as well. Great kudos to Aditya, which is so great to hear from you. And it was so encouraging for us. And it's such great tips for us to improve the communication skills as well. Moving to my theme, any guesses who is the person which I am discussing for the last 6 or 7 minutes? Any guesses? His name is Kilari Anandpal, shortly K-Paul, who made his life to his peaks, and he did his best for the orphanages by donating lakhs and crores of money to the orphanages. And know that every point in life there's a fall. The fall is always known as the problem of rise. As I discussed it, isn't it? How many of you agree with this point? The fall is always the problem of rise. So, so what are the reasons and traps? Who dragged K-Paul from the peak of the earth, from the world of the peak of the earth, and finally he became the comedian of. Sadly, he became the comedian of Telugu states. As just introduction, an interview states that he is a comedian in the Telugu states. We'll discuss all these things as the K-Paul, the fall. Before that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Mahidar, who is the table topic session, table topic master. For his intro, he says he is a human who's not being human. His graph of life is rising and falling like a stock market, which he has no idea about. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Good morning, Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Can I get a good morning?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope no one is responding.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I am Toastmaster Mahidar, and I will be the table topics master for today's meeting. To give you an idea about what a table topic session is, you will be given a random topic, and you need to speak about it for the next 1 minute or something. It's all about increasing your getting better at your impromptu skills. And without any delay, we'll get into this session. Who is going to be my first volunteer? See, and I don't think here our actions and behaviors have consequences that like what goes around comes around will not work here. Because if you be silent, I am not going to be silent. I'm going to pick someone of you then. Toastmaster Daksh, will you be my first volunteer?
Sure.
Yeah. My first topic is, imagine you wake up to be on a free fall in Wonderla, and the immediate thing you encounter is falling down all of a sudden. How would you feel? How would you be feeling at that point?
If I were to go to sleep and then randomly I open my eyes and I'm falling, the very first thing that will come to my mind is, okay, I'm still in a dream. Because who will you go to sleep and then suddenly you're in the middle of the sky. So unless I've been kidnapped, taken into a plane, and then even thrown off the plane for some reason, the very first thing that is going to come in my mind is that I am probably sleeping. So the first few seconds, I probably wouldn't even think too much about it. I'd be like, oh, okay, fine. I'm like, I'm just falling in the sky. Who cares? The problem will start when I actually try to fly and I realize I'm not able to fly. So meaning that this is not a dream, this is actually reality. And that's when I'll actually start panicking. And I'll start thinking, oh my God, what is going on? How did I get here? Wait, what? I'll do, from my point of view, maybe 10-15 minutes ago, I had gone to sleep. And now suddenly I'm here. And you have one of those feelings. I'm not sure what it's exactly called, but if during a dream, when something happens, you get that jerk in real life, or maybe something like, for example, when you're falling, you fall down and then you feel the impact and you actually wake up. So I'll try to force myself to doing that. I try to slap myself or maybe do something and try to wake myself up. But in the end of the day, if it's reality, if I'm falling, if I'm in the sky and I'm falling, I mean, there's nothing much I can do about it. I'll just have to accept my fate. If it's a dream, if it really is a dream, I can do anything. I'll just start flying around. I'll go start throwing stones at people from the top, or maybe I'll make it rain, or maybe I'll kick back, pick someone up from the ground and throw them into the sky. There are unlimited possibilities. That's my.
Great depiction of how you will be feeling. And come on, anybody is going to be my volunteer for the second topic for today's table topic session. Come on, people. It's all about taking the trouble, or else I'm going to put you in trouble. Okay, I'll pick then. Toastmaster Shambhavi, will you be my second volunteer? Yeah. Imagine you woke up one day and could fly for 24 hours. How would you make the most of your flying ability before it disappears?
Firstly, I have the ability to walk and I make the least use of that. So flying, yeah. So if I could fly, I would, fly over land because you can just drop down again and again to keep resting. But yeah, knowing now that traveling by air is expensive, I could, start another occupation like transport people by flying and make money. Yeah, so that's how I would make use of my ability for 24 hours. Like 20 hours of that would be left sleeping, but still the 4 hours would be the best time of my life. I'd be a bird. Yeah.
That's a really great take on the topic. It's so unique. Like, who on earth could use that ability like that? For you, fine. Like, okay. So he's going to be my next volunteer for the third table topic. Yes. As Toastmaster Gopika said, I'm going to pick Toastmaster Harsha. Will you be my volunteer for the next topic?
Sure, Mahi. I can't switch on my video, but yes.
Yes. Okay. If you had the power to control the weather for a day, how would you use it to create an exciting experience for your friends or the local community which you live in?
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harsha. Well, I'm currently in Hyderabad. I've just come to Hyderabad this morning. But if I have to use my power of changing the weather altogether, I'd be traveling to Bangalore first. Because A week ago or so, I started to my office when my office was still, I mean, when I was still going to office till June 30th. One day we just started to office and it was very sunny. I thought, you know, it's very sunny today. It's going to be hot and I would be enjoying in the AC at office. 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later into the traffic, it starts raining. Firstly, I would like to dissect the brain of that person who's controlling the weather of Bangalore and understand what's exactly going on in their head to know more about Bangalore's weather. If I'm able to control Bangalore's weather, I'm pretty sure that I can be able to control any other weather out there in this whole world. Let it be America, let it be Europe, let it be Paris, wherever it is. I can totally control the Earth's weather. So, firstly, if I have that ability, I think being a person who loves mangoes, for half the day, I would be definitely making the weather totally in a summer point of view because I want to eat mangoes. The next half would be to chill, sitting at my balcony to make it rain, to watch the clouds and have a cup of chai because I love having chai when it's raining and when I'm looking at the clouds. And last but not the least, I would like to have the weather pretty much cool and very breezy when I'm sleeping because again, I would be gazing at it for a lot while. And after that, I would obviously want to sleep in a cool weather, not really when it's raining or when it's really hot. So I would like to have winter when I'm sleeping. I would be controlling the weather in the way I want and making sure that it's very convenient for me. That's my take. Over to you, Mahi.
I really hope you had that part to uh, change the weather whenever you want, Harsha, because the way you told how you wanted the weather to be makes us feel like have we makes us feel like even we should be having the same weather. And everybody knows that Bangalore weather is always unpredictable, like our lives. So sad. Yeah. Now, who would be my next volunteer? Yeah. Uh, yes. Actually, I thought of reversing the card immediately, but I mean, after asking you, so I got the idea, so I couldn't do it. Now, first must go. Yeah. Will you be? Yes.
Go ahead, Mahi.
Yes. Share a funny story about a time when you tried a new sport or did something adventurous in your life and had a funny sequence of success or something or a sort of failure.
Okay, I just got a memory back when you just asked for something that I did. Okay, so when I was in school, I was not that active, I would say. I did a bit of sports here and there just for team's sake and for name's sake. I would play badminton here and there. So, one time I was very motivated. So, because I wanted to see how much I can actually push myself, right? We all want to see whether our body is capable of doing the things that we wish it could do. So, I went ahead and I saw the 1,500 meter race and then I saw the 100-meter race. So, I was very curious to see that which one would I be able to go through. And I've seen people, faint and just go crazy when they were in 1,500. So for the girl section, we had only 800. We didn't have 1,500. Okay. So I was like, it's actually lesser than 1,500. So I was like, okay, first, you know what? I'll just try out 100-meter race. Let's not push it too hard. And I went ahead and I put myself down for the 100-meter race. So as you know, but I wanted to make sure I can do something. I was an embarrassment I had. I also tried the 800 meters. I did 3 rounds. The fourth round, 3.5 rounds, I made it. That half a round, I never completed. I fainted. I had 4 people carrying me like this and stuffing glucose on my face. So yeah, that's the experience I had. So I think that'll be one of the failure stories that I'll keep talking about. Thanks, Vahi.
Great story, Gupta. I hope you could visit back your school and school or college, wherever it is, and finish that half mile, like half uh, the race you could do it. Yeah. Who will be Jashita? Will you take my next tabletop?
Yes, yes, and I'll time myself.
Yes. Ah, yes. The topic for you is think of your favorite superhero or heroine from a story and describe a situation where they face a big challenge or had a temporary setback, have a temporary setback, and then they make comeback.
Okay, thinking about my favorite superhero or heroine, I think it will be Mr. Bean. I don't know whether you all people will consider Mr. Bean to be a superhero or superheroine, but I consider Mr. Bean to be my childhood superhero, my favorite cartoon of all the time. I used to go and switch on the TV, just watch Mr. Bean and his small Teddy going everywhere. The love he shows for Teddy, I swear I have the same love for my bottle. You can ask Shambhavi Singh how much I love my own bottle. The moments I see Mr. Bean spending time with his Teddy or else his bottle, or $100 bill in his own apartment. And do you remember what happens later? He Yes, his mother is thinking about it. What happens during that restaurant? He goes back, he takes the dollar bill, and if I remember it properly, he takes the whole dollar bill and it was already drenched. He takes the drenched note, he irons it. He irons it on the spot. He finds his car keys, he takes everything, he takes Teddy and everything he puts in his car, and he just goes back to the restaurant again to pay the bill. And what does he see in the restaurant? What does he see in the restaurant? The girlfriend is dancing with the waiter, and waiter has already paid the bill. The heartbreak Mr. Bean had, the same heartbreak I also felt. So from that day, I thought I love inanimate objects like teddies who will be always with me. So that's one superhero moment for me. And yeah, thank you.
Yes, who wouldn't agree that Mr. Bean is our superhero because he made us laugh a lot of times. And that's it with the table topic session. Hope everyone enjoyed the topics and the speeches on them. Yeah. What do you, dear Modi Revanth?
It was so fun. It was fun. TTM Mahi, uh, all the table topics people who have participated. It was so fun. All the all the valuables, all the valuable experience shared to us. And coming to the topic for a 1 minute, he helped put almost 10 lakh people, and in the age of 38, and in K-Ball, time he donated almost 3 lakh crores to the charity. Can you imagine, like a person who has no property in his name and no power to him started the organization and donated the huge amount to the people. This is the one of the reason for the name for the word called fall. The year 1999, the revolution has ended, which where the power has ended. The Boeing 747 was docked to the airport. The reputation across the world has ended. But our meeting is still going with enthusiasm. Yeah, toast timer, do we have 5 minutes time for the break? Can you tell us?
Yes, yes, we can take
Yeah,
a
sure.
3-minute break.
Yeah, Toastmasters, it's break time now. Have enjoyed. Hello, Toastmasters. Welcome you back. Welcome back. Welcome to the post session. So, what actually happened in 1999? As we know, he established the Global Peace Initiative Board, where there are 15 people only one Indian. He is K. Paul. He is the executive board director as well. But he always remembered the friends. He made the initiative. We made the board of 15 people as friends, not as employees. This is the fall. Actually, the friends are the killers. How many of you agree with it? The friends are the killers. I mean, not our friendship, true friendship, but the friendship which are with the negative thoughts. The same thing happened to the K-pop. He started the Global Initiative Board by traveling the countries, stopping the wars, and he explored all the countries within just a span of 8 years. And the friends who are greedy enough to see your peaks as always catch your leg and drag you down. The same thing happened and all come to an end by the just friends, donation, and the third, politics. Politics is one of the drastic movement for the K-pop. For any of our life, I will continue with my team as it's been interesting how this friends donation technique and politics has really dragged him from the most powerful leader, I mean the speaker, to the comedian of the Telugu states. I welcome back the general evaluator and his tag team for the evaluations of every single speaker. Toastmaster Daksh, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Revanth. Good morning, everyone. I am back, and it's time for the evaluation segment. To start off with the evaluation segment, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Gopika for her evaluations for Toastmaster Rahul.
Hello, everyone. Just a quick question. Am I visible and audible?
You are audible, but your video is
Not
not
visible.
on.
Hello?
You are audible, but I don't think you're visible. I think Toastmaster Gopika is having some technical issues. So how about we move on to the second speech related Toastmaster Nikhil? Would you like to evaluate first?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, General Evaluator Talks. So good morning, everyone, and a very warm good morning to Toastmaster Aditya Methi. And a big congratulations to Toastmaster Aditya Methi on successfully finishing his L2P2 on understanding your communication styles. A big round of applause. Firstly, Toastmaster Aditya Methi, that was a very insightful and some great content full speech. So you started off with a question in your introduction, and you also had some engaging questions throughout your speech. And some questions the audience could answer. So that was a big plus from my side. And apart from that, you analyzed some great speakers such as Modi and Barack Obama. And you also analyzed their qualities, such as like how to catch your audience's attention, how to give eye contact, how to give pauses. And you almost covered all the qualities and you analyzed them. And you not only analyze them, but also try to analyze and compare with your qualities and what I could incorporate in my communication style. So that was a very well and complete range of analysis that you have performed. So, but there were a few places where you could improve. First point is, I feel you misinterpreted the purpose statement. The purpose statement clearly mentioned you to analyze your primary style of communication and also talk about the impact of your communication style on others. So I feel that you missed to incorporate these elements in your speech. And apart from that, I would have actually liked a comparison between the opposites, one good speaker and a bad speaker. This would help the audience in understanding what things should be done in a speech and what should be avoided in a speech. You spoke about two great speakers. So next time, try to incorporate the opposites, one good speaker and a bad speaker. This will help the audiences understand in a better way. And one more thing that I've noticed is you used a lot of ands in your speech. So my theory for this is, I think you were trying to frame the next sentence in your brain before speaking it out loud. So this was one of the reasons why there were a lot of ands that you were trying to fill in between two sentences. So next time, try to have a script or at least a high level script, at least so that you don't get the situation where you add a lot of ands. So these were some of the points that I wanted you to work upon. So a quick summary, too many ands, opposites in comparison, and better understanding of the purpose statement. So try to incorporate this into your next speech. And I feel you have some great ability where you had some great analysis which was performed. So all the very best, Toastmaster Aditya Maiti, and looking forward to your future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, for that detailed evaluation. Now I'm going to speak on some of my own points. So starting with Toastmaster Aditya, I hope you have taken down the points Toastmaster Nikhil has given you. I have just a few more suggestions left, and the main one being the time. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you had divided your speech into two parts. First, when you spoke about one speaker, and the second part you spoke about the other speaker. But the thing that, really stood out was that by the time you finished talking about, Prime Minister Modi, like the yellow card was already up. So meaning that 85% of your time was already done. So you had very small amount of time left to talk about your second speaker and actually give a proper conclusion. So just keep a note of your time for your future speeches. Coming to Toastmaster Nikhil, you have already given most of the points that I was willing to give. You gave the speech objectives at the beginning, and you made it very clear about what the speech objective was and whether or not it was achieved. You were very clear with your evaluations. You went straight to the point and you did not leave any room for doubt. So the speaker can very well pick on what points he has to improve, what all he has done well for his future speeches. Also, you had a good structure. You started off with what went well. You started off with some of the flaws, and you gave a good proper summary in the end, covering all the proper points. So a very well evaluation. Coming back, Toastmaster Gopika, are you here? I doubt she's still here, so I guess we can move on to the tag teams evaluation. Maybe we'll come back to her at the end. So I guess we'll move on to the tag teams evaluation, starting with the grammarian. Toastmaster Aditya, would like to come front and give you a report?
I'm back, Toastmasters. This is the grammarian's report for today. I was disappointed to see very few people use the word of the day and the idiom of the day. Only Toastmaster Mahidar was able to use both the word of the day and idiom of the day. Kudos to Toastmaster Mahidar. A few grammatical suggestions and improvements. I felt one improper use was gradually weigh up your work. I'd suggest using gradually work your way up. And there was one more I hope everyone are relating to this. Persons or people. Along with that, I liked a few words that were used in the meeting. A few words like evangelist, adulting, and rhetorical. That's it for today's report. Thanks. Handing it over to Toastmaster Josh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for your report. Coming to the evaluation, I would like to point out at the beginning of the meeting, when you introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day, I recommend in the future meetings, you actually give an example of how to use the word and idiom. You explained the meaning, you told us what it means in a very great detail, which is good, but at the same time, you can use it in a sentence or maybe a sentence or two and give a proper explanation or give an example of how to use the word. Secondly, I would also like to say in your current evaluation, I'm not sure if it was just me, but I think your voice got cut off. I'm not sure if it was like only for me or for everyone else, but just in case, you can make sure of your internet connection. Also, I'd like to point out that after your evaluation, once you're done giving like, what are the good phrases, what are the good quotes, or like what were some grammatical errors, after you're done giving all that, I suggest you to give people some suggestions on how they can improve, in the future coming speeches, like how they can incorporate the word of the day, what is a good way of doing it, and how to like avoid grammatical errors. So these are some things that you can keep in mind for your future meetings. Moving on, we'll move on to the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Shambhavi, onto the stage.
Hello everyone, I'm back. So talking about the giving out my report. So Toastmaster Daksh used 2 Rs. Toastmaster Gopika used 1 A and 1 So. Toastmaster Rahul used 1 A. Toastmaster Nikhil used 1 2 So's, 1 like, and his favorite crutch word was And Toastmaster Aditya's favorite word was and he used once, once, and 3 Rs. Toastmaster Mohidar took 1 So I would recommend that whenever you think you don't know what to speak next, so you take help of those crutch words. Instead of that, take a pause. For example, in Toastmaster Revanth, whatever he spoke, I couldn't find anything because he takes a pause, or it's long drawn, so there is no crutch words being used there. So I would recommend everyone to do that. And yeah, that's all for my report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shambhavi, for that very detailed report. You gave proper numberings and like it was a very detailed report. You also gave a good suggestion on how we can avoid crutch words by giving an example of a speaker before and then how we can incorporate in our speech. So overall, a very good report. I'd like to go back to Toastmaster Gopika if she's still here before we move on to the timer. If she can give her.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
Yeah, I'll not switch on my video because my network is giving up on me right now. Hi, Rahul, can you come on video? Yes, thank you. So, first of all, Rahul, I want to congratulate you on completing the project. I felt personally very attacked listening to your speech because, this is what happens when you have to move out of college and when you have to start living on your own, adulting, you have to pay your own bills, you have to do your laundry, and yes, you have to learn to cook. So this is something that I felt personally related to. And I think a lot of us sitting here who are right now maybe in PGs, doing their own laundry, managing money that your parents send you guys, I think you guys can also relate at least a bit here and there to what adulting really goes through. Listening to your speech was like listening to my own life story. So when you're adulting, you have 3 phases. So I'll evaluate your speech in three sections or 3 phases. So the first one is you have that freedom and you have that money with you. You have that power of adulting, right? When you're starting to adult. And that's how the positivity comes out. Your content was very relatable. And I think the audience were also enjoying it, watching the audience, the screens. I was seeing people smile and connect to your speech and enjoy your content and your humor sense within the speech. So kudos on that. A job very well done. Slowly you move into the second phase of adulting, when you realize that you really don't know how to cook, you don't know to clean, you don't know to do anything, and you have to learn on the go. And that's when the second part of the speech came in. Okay, for me, what I feel is there are always improvements. Just like when you're learning to be an adult, you have to learn to manage your money, you have to learn to wash your clothes. Similarly, when you're giving a speech, there's a lot of learning you can always take back. And I've just noted down a few that you can incorporate. So for the first thing, your screen presence. Okay. I know you're not used to giving a speech online. I got the info that you've given speeches offline, so you know how to be an offline speaker. But when you're giving a speech online, you have to make sure that your body language is visible. For example, I can only see your head, right? I cannot see your hands, I cannot see your body movements. I can only see your facial expressions. So, as a speaker, you need to learn to stand and give a speech, even if it's online. You need to stand, move a bit back, make sure that your hands are also visible, and you have enough space to move around in that stage. The second thing that I noticed that you can learn is, since you have content that is relatable, what can be done is maybe you can try to be a little bit more interactive. That's something that you can try out on. So you can engage with the audience, which will add a lot more value to your speech as well, right? And when you're looking at the third phase of adulting, it's the slow change. You have to apply your learnings. You have to learn to save a bit of money here and there to get something you want, maybe for a friend's birthday, maybe for, learning to live on your own. So a suggestion when you're giving a speech that I would give is add a bit more personal experiences. It will always connect to your audience and they will love it. And try experimenting with the speech titles as well. So overall, Rahul, good speech. Just keep in mind that you have good content. Just make sure that you're a bit more interactive and the screen presence, and you're all good to go for higher levels. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopika, for that very detailed evaluation. I hope Toastmaster Rahul, you have noted down all the points she has given you. Coming to my own personal evaluation, starting with Toastmaster Rahul, you had good energy at the beginning. I could see it. You were smiling throughout your speech. You were laughing. You had like good voice modulation. Your hand gestures, although not very well visible, like Toastmaster Gopika mentioned, but I could see that you're trying to have gestures. So you had good energy, you had good voice modulation, you had a very relatable topic. So you were able to make a very good connection with the audience. I could, I was very well, immersed in your speech, and I could see that other people are also. So kudos on that. You were prepared. I think you were also prepared, which is like, you said that's your feedback you had gotten, because normally, even if you have a script written with you and if you are prepared, when you come to the speech, so like when you come to the stage, sometimes you feel like, you go off track, or sometimes you forget something, but you kept it straight to the point. You had good pauses. You didn't really stumble anywhere. So I personally think that you were very well prepared. So congratulations for finishing your speech. Toastmaster Gopika, you started off by giving the speech objectives at the very beginning. You connected the speech with your own experiences so that Toastmaster Rahul could actually take down the points properly. You had a good structure, the very reliable sandwich method, going with the good things, some of the flaws, and then ending with a good conclusion. So you had a good structure. You executed it very well by, again, comparing your evaluations with his speech. So it's easier for him to note down all the points. And you were always very clear with your points. So a very well structured and a very, very well executed evaluation. So we can finally now move on to the timer. Toastmaster Jaswita, she's here with her report.
Good morning, everyone. First, let us talk about the speakers and the time limit they have taken for their speeches. Toastmaster Rahul, you have taken 6 minutes 54 seconds. It's a very good way to wrap up your speech between the yellow card and the red card. So I say you are in limit and kudos for that. Toastmaster Aditya Meti, you have taken 9 minutes 38 seconds for your speech. It's 2 minutes 38 seconds over the red card. But I have to say that after your red card has finished, you were talking about Barack Obama, how calm and composed he was without frustration. Talking about me, if I see a red card, I tend to wrap up my speech very fast, not giving a proper conclusion. But you have taken your own time to give a proper conclusion and how you relate to your own speech. Kudos on that. But I actually, the point that Daksh has mentioned, the general evaluator, after your yellow card starts, it's better you start your conclusion instead of going to a very new topic, so that the audience will actually know how much you are in, connecting to your speech, because most of the vital part of your speech started after 7 minutes and 30 seconds. This is about both the speakers. Coming to the speech evaluators, Toastmaster Nikhil has taken 2 minutes 48 seconds. The point which I've loved in his speech evaluation is that the conclusion, the 28 seconds of conclusion, which he has done between the yellow card and the time before the red card. The 28 seconds were perfectly used for the conclusion. Kudos for that. And Toastmaster Gopika has taken 3 minutes 20 seconds. That's 20 seconds into the buffer time. You can take a little on and off the buffer time, but it's advisable you go before the red card. This is about the speakers and the speech evaluators. Coming to the table topic speakers. Toastmaster Daksh has taken 1 minute 36 seconds, which is in time, and Toastmaster Shambhavi, she has taken 50 seconds, which is not qualified. The topics which you have chosen, they are capable enough to speak a bit more so that you can cross your green card. So I advise to keep a track of that. Toastmaster Harsha has taken 1 minute 56 seconds. Toastmaster Gopika has taken 2 minutes 15 seconds. And I have taken 1 minute 55 seconds, and we are all on time. Next, coming to the evaluations of the tag team, which I have to stress upon. The tag team don't usually take note of the time. We have to also meet the criteria of 2 minutes. Our counter Shambhavi has taken 1 minute 1 second, and grammarian Bharadwaj Aditya has taken 1 minute 4 seconds. Considering very less amount of participation, I advise you at least cross the buffer. The buffer time is 1 minute 30 seconds, so you can cross until 1 minute 30 seconds and include a few more points of improvement. The grammarian could have included a little more points of improvement, which would have crossed 1 minute 30 seconds or 2 minutes. This is my evaluation and my timer report. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaswita, for that very, very, very detailed timer report. I think this is the first time I have seen personally timer go so in depth. Like, I have really nothing to add on to your report. It was straight to the point. You gave improvements. You also spoke about that, not only spoke about the timing, but you spoke about the improvements. And also, you also mentioned that the tag team also has their own time limits. So good job. Very well done. And now I can move on to some general evaluations, starting with the table topic session. So the table topic master, Toastmaster Mahi, you had really good topics, I have to say. You were very enthusiastic from the very beginning, and your topics were directly aimed towards getting to know the speaker. Your topics, they were framed in such a way that the speaker could speak about themselves and everyone else could actually, relate to them or like find some connections within. So it was more about getting to know the speaker, which is a good thing, because there are sometimes in table topics in sessions, the topics are very, controversial or very philosophical. So the speaker ends up speaking about something that they themselves don't understand what's going on, or the audience also doesn't understand what's going on. So your topics were like really fun, straight to the points, and they were more about the speaker rather than something which is controversial or something which is weird. So kudos on that. Next up, for some table topic speakers, Toastmaster Shambhavi, you had a very practical answer. This is the first time I'm seeing someone who's been given a superpower but who's not willing to use it. So a very unique answer, I have to say. You even found you found a way to make money out of your superpower, which is really interesting, I have to say. Toastmaster Harsha, you spoke about something which is very relatable. You spoke about Bangalore weather, very unpredictable. We don't know what's going on. You emphasized on the point and you were able to make a good connection with the audience through that. Toastmaster Gopika, you had a very interesting story to tell, and you also presented it in a very fun way. I actually, unfortunately, disconnected in the middle, so I couldn't hear everything properly. But from what I could see from the faces around, and the general idea of the story I had, it was a very fun story to listen to, and you executed in a very good way. So kudos on that. And then Toastmaster Jaswita, you had a very unorthodox answer, which I like to see. Your question was about superheroes, and you painted a picture about a character who's not a superhero, but you turned him into one. So that is a very good quality, and that was something that I really liked in your table topic session. So a very good answer. Next up, some more points I would like to talk about. The meeting started at 10:02, so 2 minutes over the time, but I think that's fine because we had some issues at the beginning, but we can make it better. We can actually make it better. We can make it exact 10. So good start. The essay was able to give the points. So I think I like the essay a lot. He had some good points. He was able to start the meeting decently on time, 2 minutes, but no problem. Everyone makes errors. So No need to hold the SA accountable for that. Next up, Toastmaster Jaswita, as the presiding officer, you made all the necessary announcement at the beginning. You made it very clear about what's going to happen in the club. And this is the very first meeting for the 13th Executive Committee. Next up, the TMOD. At the beginning, you had good enacting. You're moving around. You had good voice modulation. You're speaking about one person, speaking for the other person. The only thing I would like to say during that enacting was it got a little confusing. And I personally lost track of what actually was going on. Since you started off in a very, what can I say, vague way, I was not able to keep track, or I was not able to understand the motive behind the enacting. The enacting itself was good. The point, the idea of enacting two people, you had good voice modulation, you changed your voice, you made a more deeper voice for one of the person. So the enacting itself was good, but the motive behind it, I was not able to really understand at the very beginning. Your speech itself, it had a good structure. You had divided into parts so that you can, fit in the speech, the prepared speeches in the middle. You could fit the table topic session in the middle. So it had a structure. You did split it into parts, but I think the execution got a little mixed up. I think you went a little bit over time, or not over time. I guess you got some points from your one part of your speech into the first one, or maybe you left one of the parts for the next segment. So the idea was good. The division, I could see what kind of division you had in your mind. The execution, I believe, could have been a little more better. But overall, I think you had a very good idea. You had a good structure. Your entire title itself, the rise and the fall, the story you told, all of that was really well thought out. It was a very good topic. It was engaging. And I think the audience also enjoyed it. My only suggestion would be that the execution wise, you can really think on how you're going to present it to the audience. Because if you have a good idea, you need to be able to execute it just as well. So that's all from my side. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
So Daksh, that was a really great evaluation by Toastmaster Daksh and his tag team and speech evaluators, Gopika and Nikhil. Kudos from all my side and the whole Toastmasters. Continuing, how many of you really thought it's been a great rise of his life and the greatest fall of his life? Any hand rises or something? Yeah. So, coming from a small family in his childhood, from collecting a charcoal and selling it in the market and giving money to his parents, moving to a rise of buying an Boeing 747 and traveling to the 144 countries is a mind-blowing journey of his life. The greatest rise is what when you have the friends in your team. But they are the persons who drag you down to the darkest side. And when you see his life coming from the struggles in his life, the politics and the friendship and the donation has nilled to zero to his life. The same thing will happen to us. Do you believe? Yes, we should believe that the same thing might happen, but the time flows, but it will happen to us as well. That is, it cannot be the same as form as the same K-pop. It will be in other form, but it will really hurt us. And the tackling is the best solution from my side, I believe. The energy we should keep for the fall is the thing which we need to choose in our life. And the rise and the fall is always the part and parcel of our life. Being strong in our life is the best way, and the fall and the solving the fall of our life is the greatest than the rise of the situation. I think everyone will face the rise and fall, but concluding my topic, my theme, rise and the fall. I chose the rise and the fall, not but the rise, the fall. There is a stressful word, the fall. Struggling, the fall is the greatest success than the rise in your life. I really hope that you learn something better from taking an example of K. Paul and many great leaders. As Aditya told, the Modi is started selling the tea. He started with the fall and rise. The same thing will happen whether it be fall first or rise first, or rise first or fall first. Anything will happen, but struggling and acing it is the best solution I would ever give. And I think you may something you learn from this the rise and the fall team. Thank you everyone, and thank you Dux, and thank you President. And I welcome 13th new executive committee President Toastmaster Jashwita. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eva. And again, good morning, everyone. And I will be very happy if every one of you will be on camera. Can you do that? Thank you. One sec. So, thank you. Aditya, is it possible for you to come on camera?
And it's very unstable. Even voice is very choppy right now. So
Okay. The first meeting of 13th Executive Committee. I must say we have had our own hiccups. 10 minutes before, I think 9:45, I was calling my area director to actually ask who is the host of the meeting, because we had our own hurdles. I have actually we have taken care of the role takers, we have taken care of all the other things, but we have forgot the first important thing, that Zoom meeting needs a host and it needs someone to start it. And Daksh has handled that situation really well, and very happy to as he took the responsibility of the point of contact for the Zoom meeting from the district as well. And we because of all those combined contributions, we were able to start this meeting very soon and on time. And coming to the fact that it's the first meeting and one of the meetings I have attended online, I think this is the meeting which I have enjoyed the most. Maybe because I consider Tab as my own family, and the theme Toastmaster Revanth has taken, the rises and falls, a nostalgic trip. My conscience is actually blown when I have uh, actually worked on the caption or thought about this theme. The very good take on the theme as well. And the first meeting, I'm really happy every one of you are present here, have taken up a role, and VP Education or the VP membership. There's a lot of effort that's put in, and very thankful for Nikhil. So she has taken a speech evaluator role, and I remember you doing my speech evaluation for my third speech way so many months ago. I still remember the points which you have told me, and really great evaluation today. A lot to learn from you. And by saying all this, Daksh will send out the link, and I declare the meeting number 205 themed Rise and Fall closed. Yeah, please go ahead and vote, and the session is open for that. The most important.
It's not accepting responses.
Yeah,
Can you just
it's no
refresh
longer.
it and check?
Yeah, now it is working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the results are here. Best of speakers, Toastmaster Rahul. Can you come onto the camera? Yes. And the best of Big Four, any guesses? It's Toastmaster Daksh. Congratulations. And the best of speech evaluators, I don't think anyone would have guessed. Any guesses? Well, it's a tie. So both Gopika and Nikhil got the same number of votes. Congratulations, both of them. Then coming to the best of tag team, it's Toastmaster Jaswata. Congratulations. And the best of table topics, it's Toastmaster Jaswata. Congratulations. Well, if it would be great if everyone comes on camera, we'll take a picture. Smile. Yep.
Nikhil
Thank
had
you.
the most hardest 30 seconds of his life for the last 30 seconds. Okay, bye people.
Bye, everyone.
I think
Bye,
everyone is
guys.
busy
It
enjoying
was
their
nice
Bye,
meeting
holiday.
you
everyone.
guys. Thanks for
Bye,
having me.
everyone.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Mimi.